Shut up and sit down.
Welcome everybody to KFP Special 13 Nerd TV Wrap-Up. As you can tell, Ken isn't with us tonight.
Where is he?
He's away.
So is Brock.
So it's just me and Don.
It's the two-man show, Dawn and the Cheese.
Talking Nerd TV season wrap-up.
Do the websites.
So, if you just stumbled across us on the interwebs, you can find us at kfpodcast.com, Facebook at kfpodcast, Twitter Ken Fred Podcast, Instagram Ken Frederick Podcast, and YouTube at Ken Frederick Podcast.
Good job.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so those other two gentlemen that we do this with and our host, they were busy tonight. But since they don't watch any of these shows anyway, we figured, hey, why not? After we went and saw, we did go see Baywatch. Quick review, it was weird.
I liked it. I had fun.
Right.
I think we talked a little bit. It was the second act, slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, a little strange.
Got a little heavy.
Too many penis jokes and actual penises in it and stuff.
Yeah.
But, go see it. It was all right.
Yeah.
But so we decided to do a little Nerd TV wrap-up since you and I think, are the only two that watch all these shows.
Yeah, I think so.
Ken used to watch a little Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Brock, I think, watches a little Gotham. But so they took the night off, but we keep going because, you know what? If someone's going to get 9 views, it's going to be
us.
It's going to be us.
The show must go on.
That's right. So where do you want to start?
Let's start with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay.
Because, in my opinion, that was the best ending, I think, of all of these. We can reserve Gotham yet because there's still 3 episodes of Gotham
jumping
left.
the gun a little bit, but Gotham's weird, running all the way into June for some goddamn reason.
Yeah, I don't know, but so let's start Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was the best nerd comic book, whatever you want to call these shows. We call them nerd TV shows. I think it was the best of all of them this year.
I agree. It has come a long way since season 1 when people were struggling to get through the episodes because they were so bad.
And they were even talking about maybe canceling it this year, too.
Yeah.
But it's coming back.
So they went through a number of pretty big storylines this year.
Which were?
They started with Ghost Rider.
Mm-hmm.
Then they went into the LMD, or Life Model Decoy, storyline.
Yeah, brief. That one was brief.
Yeah, that was brief. And then they did the Agents of Hydra, which is kind of what they're going through with the new
Secret Empire.
Secret Empire in the
very
comics
similar.
today.
Very similar.
And then spoilers, they come back to Ghost Rider a little bit at the end of the year, which was really cool.
Which, let me just say, I think Ghost Rider was so good.
Oh, yeah.
I was when I saw he was going to be on here, I'm like, how's he fit into this world? And
yeah.
They're going to do this weird. He was movie quality to me.
Yeah.
Especially at the end. When he had the chain and everything.
The special effects at the end were amazing.
He looked really good. I would love to see him around more.
They spent a boatload of money on the CGI in those last couple episodes.
They spent Disney money on that.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
Christ, the movies make $1 billion. I think you can make his Hellfire chain look good,
Which they did. They did. It was... And the development of the character, like when they first brought him in the beginning of the season, or in the beginning of the... Yeah, it was very beginning of the season.
Yeah, they brought him right at the beginning, when Quake is bad and he's...
Yeah, it was a little cheesy, and it was a little over the top, but the more they used him, they reined him in a little bit, and the end...
And they didn't like to do the burning skull a lot in the beginning. He was just walking around as himself.
His eyes would glow. I'm sure that was real cheap to digitally put in.
Yeah, and they were doing... We could do that. I could do some glowing eyes.
Yeah.
So he was doing all that, but then they got into the Darkhold stuff, which was cool. When they introduced him, they got into the magic, because that was right around the time Doctor Strange was out.
Yeah.
So it was getting right into all that Marvel magic, and is live and going. So now, they're all over that.
For me, not being a long-time comic book reader, is the Darkhold something they made up for TV, or is that from the show?
It's from the show. It's from the comics. Yeah,
that's cool.
They've had like characters dip into that dark energy magic and all that stuff before, but it was just done really well. I mean, I didn't like the whole Quake is like on her own, and I hate when they have to break up a team and someone has to have a baby moment, which annoys the shit out of me. But it was nice because they came around back to that at the end of the year, where Fitz is like, I'm gonna go off on my own, and he's gonna have a baby moment. And
Yeah.
she actually says, I was an idiot. I tried to do this on my own, and I caused more trouble.
Yeah.
We stick together. That's the way to go. I'm like, thank you, because you were so stupid in the beginning of the year.
Well, and the reason that Fitz wanted to break away was ridiculous anyway. If we haven't talked about this already, we're going to spoil the crap out of all of these, so if you haven't watched them and you care...
Well, you should have watched it by now. What are you doing?
But
having a life outside of television?
What? So, when they get into when they start the LMD episodes of the show, it's being spearheaded by that doctor. I can't remember his name.
Yeah. Oh God, I forget his name.
People are gonna make fun of us.
Yeah,
we don't remember characters' names. But anyway, Fitz obviously
the English guy.
Yeah, obviously Fitz is very. That's the stuff that he likes to work on. He's technology, he's science. He's very so. He kind of secretly starts working on the LMD project and perfecting it with the doctor. Yeah. And because they know if they bring it to S.H.I.E.L.D., S.H.I.E.L.D.'s going to either shut it down or try and use it improperly, one or the other. So Fitz is working on it in secret and basically perfects it. The problem is they get it so perfect that Ada...
pulls an Ultron.
Yeah. Goes rogue, and is trying to become a real girl.
Yeah, which I didn't mind that story. Like, she wanted to, like, actually feel and do all that. It wasn't just like it was a little different from Ultron, you know. And then when I heard the premise, because I was a little bit behind. Like, I had to catch up. Since I moved, I lost my episodes. I had to go back out and find them.
Oh, that's right.
And go through all that. I thought when I heard the premise of them getting stuck in this... what's it called? The framework. There's going to be very Matrix-like. And I was like, it's going to be kind of cheesy. But it was actually a lot better than I thought it was.
They didn't do a bad job with it, but it was very Matrix-esque.
Yeah. But it was cool. Like, I liked the way they gave everybody sort of like what Ada thought they wanted. Some kind of...
it was, she went back and she corrected one regret from all of their lives.
Which changed their lives drastically.
Changed their lives completely. I mean, Mac... His daughter didn't pass away. I can't remember. What was
Coulson was just a school teacher. I forget what the thing was.
Yeah, I forget what the regret was that she changed for him.
And he was great as a school teacher.
Coulson was great. Coulson, that guy, Clark Gregg is always great, though.
He is. He's good.
Agent May, her regret was killing the girl in Bahrain.
And she doesn't do that.
Which is what leads down kind of the darker path where they get into this Agents of Hydra, because Hydra uses that event to fearmonger and get the people of the world against the Inhumans.
Yeah. So they went through all that stuff. I mean, I personally liked that they had Agent Ward back in there, because I like Agent Ward. I don't like how... I never liked that they turned him evil in the first place. He was a good bad guy, and then when they almost looked like they were going to redeem him there, and he was hanging back with them, then he double crosses him again, and he's killing everybody. I'm like, God, they don't. And then he's Hive, and I'm like, this guy, they just keep making it worse to come back from.
Yeah, he's had so many different story runs.
I thought for sure they were going to pull him out of there and do that, make him into an LMD body, or recreate his body as an Inhuman like Ada did and bring him back. I thought that was his road back.
We haven't seen. We never saw him. They never showed him being deleted with the framework.
I thought they should have brought Mac's daughter, Trip, and because Trip was a great character, great. And they killed him for no reason at all. Yeah. No reason at all. It was we got to kill somebody in this finale when Daisy turns into Quake. It was pointless. You know how mad I get at Marvel when they just start killing people for no reason. And they did it in this one. They killed the Patriot for absolutely no reason whatsoever.
Yep.
Now we can't... Well, he was interesting enough. You could have had more of him next year. But, I don't know. That's my only gripe with this show is the killing for... Which all these DC shows are just as guilty of it, too.
That one kind of did serve a purpose, though.
It serves a
purpose. Because him died... So, in the framework, May was... full-on Hydra. She was one of their top enforcers, and when the Patriot is killed, there's also a bunch of children in danger.
Yeah.
And her orders are to finish off the Patriot, which would have killed more people, and she rebels, and she starts to be like, she
Become
starts
her
to
old
question
self again. Yeah.
question it, and become herself again. So it did serve a purpose, but I agree they could have done that some other way.
It's just you don't get these characters. It's like Lincoln. They killed Lincoln off. You want to see these characters develop a little bit.
Yeah.
And because next year we'll have some new people on again. They just keep...
So what I'm figuring is there's the core of Coulson, May, Fitz, Simmons, Daisy. And even Mac is expendable. You know, it's that core 5.
Mac and Yo-Yo are...
And anybody outside of that is only there to serve the core 5.
Yeah.
Mac might be a little bit of an exception. He might be in that, like, he might be able to call him number 6 now.
Yeah.
But I really think everybody else's story is dedicated to the core 5. And if the core needs, one of the core people need to move ahead and somebody has to die to do that, they're dead.
Yeah. Now, where do you think, let's talk about the ending. Where do you think they end up? Because the show ends, they beat Ada, they go through that whole thing. The government comes after them, which you think it's the government. And they're all like eating pancakes and hanging out, having a nice
It was almost
time
like the shawarma scene.
Yeah, and then they end up in outer space.
On a big spaceship in outer space.
See, I don't think they're on a spaceship, though. I think they're on the moon.
See, it looked to me like they were moving. Like, when he opened the thing, it looked to me, and I know where you're going with this.
I'm going to the Inhumans' homeworld.
Avalon.
Or however you say. Whatever it's called. But I think that's going to tie right into Inhumans, which is coming out in September. I think they're in there they're in that blue area on the moon where you can breathe and work, and they're working with the King of the Inhumans and all the rest of the Inhumans.
That would be cool.
To kick off that show.
Yeah, I would like that to tie in.
Yeah.
I don't need to see Coulson and the team on the show all the time when Inhuman starts in the fall.
It's a good jump on.
But yeah, that 2-hour movie that we're going to go check out at the theaters.
If Phil Coulson's in that, it makes it a little better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a way to introduce it.
Hopefully we see Ghost Rider again in some kind of other show. I wouldn't mind him showing up in the Netflix world or somewhere.
Yeah.
It would be good.
He's cool. He's cool. And now that we know he learned some quote-unquote tricks.
Yeah, he did the Doctor Strange move.
Yeah, he opened up a portal.
Which Ken hates,
yeah.
the circular motion thing.
With his Hellfire chain, he was not wearing a sling ring.
Yeah.
So
the chain was like his...
Maybe.
Yeah, he channeled it through there or whatever.
But yeah, that was cool. That was really cool.
Yeah. All right, well, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Good stuff. Look forward to it next year with Inhumans. We'll see how they cross the two over and you get all that.
So... The way it's working, Inhumans is going to be in the fall. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. won't be back until
2018.
The 2018, the spring. It'll be the spring show for.
Now I wonder if they'll run a full order of it though.
Just starting in the spring, I don't think they'll have time.
You think it'll only be like 12 episodes, 15 episodes?
Unless they run it into, I don't know if they could do consecutive. If they do consecutive weeks with no breaks, they could probably get in a full season. But if they don't, they may have to shorten the season.
Yeah,
which
I don't mind if it's straight through.
Yeah.
Those seasons where they run straight through like that, because a lot of those episodes in a 22 season format are fluff.
Yeah,
there's so many because they just have to do a 22 order,
Yeah.
So anyway, that's that one. Let's move on to the CW lineup because there's a lot of shit in here to talk about.
There is.
Be here an hour. No Ken or Brock. We talk for 2 hours.
We'll have to put it out in segments.
So Supergirl is the first one on Monday. I was okay with this season. It was better than the first season.
It was way better than the first season.
Way better than the first season. But again, there was a lot of fluff on this season to get through a whole order of this too.
Yeah.
This was mostly around Mon-El and the Daxamites and that whole progression. A little bit of the White Martian stuff. Cadmus.
In the beginning, the White.
A lot of stories that they took off on just kind of then just resolved, like fighting Cadmus.
Yeah.
I think the development of Lena Luthor into eventually becoming a bad guy, which I think they're following the whole little Smallville thing there. They're friends. They like each other.
Do you think she's going to go bad?
I think she's going to go bad. Once she finds out that she's lying to her, just like her mother said in the episode, once she finds out you're lying to her, not telling her, which... You have told every shitting person in the world that you're a Supergirl. I mean, her and Barry tell a new person every freaking week.
Yeah.
Why won't you just tell her? And how do you not know?
I know.
mean, come
seriously.
on. I mean, it's so blatantly obvious. They have the same mole on their head and like chicken pox mark on her forehead or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you can't tell the difference.
Blatantly obvious.
It's blatantly obvious. Cat Grant figures it out at the end. You know she knows.
That I have a question about that.
Yeah.
I don't know that I still don't know that she knows.
I think she
I
knows.
think she's just calling Kara Supergirl.
I think she's way too smart.
I want to think that, but I think the show is going to write it as that's just going to be her new nickname for Kara.
I don't know. I think Cat Grant's like the only person with a brain on that show.
Pretty much.
You know, to figure things out, where everybody else is a collection of idiots sometimes on that show.
How great was it to have her back, though?
She's good.
She is great
because
on that show.
Jimmy Olsen in charge of that company on there is so boring. He's like I don't know what's wrong with that guy, but him being in charge, it was like so boring.
Yeah.
Like it was like it took away all that. You need that good boss like she is that makes fun of people, orders them around.
Yeah.
She's kind of like that boss you hate but you respect.
And
he's boring.
And the guy that they put Kara under, the head writer guy, he had some good stuff, but he's no Cat Grant.
No, and he's just the angry boss.
Yeah,
you know, stereotypical shit with that stuff. But I wasn't too This season was a lot of the love stuff.
Yeah, because Wynn finally got that alien girlfriend.
Yeah,
who wound up double crossing him.
But then he's back.
Then came back.
Yeah. It was the whole like. She was so in love with Jimmy Olsen last year, and then that just ends abruptly. Now she's so in love with this dude, Mon-El, and which they were okay together.
I actually really enjoyed the two of them together.
They're not bad. It was just, I don't know. It was.
It makes sense though. Like,
well, yeah, because they can have sex and they wouldn't kill each other.
Yeah, that's true. But, you know, they're kind of from different places. It's the whole Romeo and Juliet thing. They're from different places. They shouldn't be together, but they have great chemistry. Clearly they have good chemistry because they're now dating in real life.
Yeah. And then you had the lesbian couple, which a lot of people got mad about the lesbian stuff. It didn't bother me.
I thought it was natural.
It was natural with them. My only thing I did not like about it, and it had nothing to do with being lesbians, is that they took Alex Danvers, who was such a badass, and they made her so lovesick schoolgirl, which I didn't care if she was in love with another girl. That didn't bother me at all. But when she was like, I don't know what to do, like having these baby moments, I'm like, you were such a badass in season 1 and all this.
That's
this
true.
Tough person. And then they tried to cover it up with, well, she puts on that front because she doesn't want to get hurt. But this is how she really is. What? She's really a snoveling, worrying about herself, and there's alien invasions, all this stuff going on. She's like, oh, I'm coming out this weekend. No one cares. It's not that big of a deal. They made it such a big deal the way she was, and it took so much courage to do that. I'm like, that took so much courage to go fight that alien and go into that ship. That was some courage, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody around you loves you and supports you. Nobody was going to disown you, come on. So that was a little much. I was a little tired of the way she acted, but they made it better. They were better at the end.
Yeah.
I like Maggie. I think she's
she's great. She's a good character for the show.
Yeah.
She brings a lot to the show. She kind of, for a while, she took over that badass female character on the show from Alex.
Yeah.
So they kind of
and this was another good example of, I always complain when they force someone into just turning gay. Alex Danvers isn't in the comic. I mean, there's not really a lot about Alex Danvers. So her sexuality was never really explored. Maggie Sawyer is a lesbian in the comic. So it makes sense. So it was that was a good one. Why people were mad about that one? I get mad about Iceman turning gay. This was a good one. This was done right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know. So, that part was all right. The big ending with Terry Hatcher as the villain, I don't know. Terry Hatcher got on my nerves.
She had her moments where she was really good, and then she had moments where she was just bad.
Yeah. I don't understand how. I mean, they changed the Daxamites up a little bit. Daxamites are very similar in the comic to Kryptonians, but they have a little bit different weaknesses. Mon-El was nowhere near as strong as Kara and all that, and they weren't bulletproof, which they are really bulletproof in the comics. They have invulnerability.
He couldn't fly. He jumped really high, but he couldn't fly.
I was like, why don't somebody just shoot Rhea. Like she's not like if a bullet can go through, I'm pretty sure a punch would shatter that.
Well, no, because the bullet can
has
go
lead.
through them because their weakness is lead.
Yeah,
instead
but
of kryptonite.
I don't know. Like to me, Supergirl's way more powerful than Rhea from
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I did like the appearance by Superman this season. I thought he was really good. I like how he came at the end, and of course, in typical Supergirl fashion, they have to point out that she can beat Clark, and they have to really drive that home. I'm like, come on, they had to,
You're Earth champion. You defeated me.
You beat me. Oh, okay. Well, then there you go. But
and I liked how he made, I think, 2 separate points about the fact that the silver kryptonite that was controlling his mind didn't weaken him at all.
Didn't weaken me. They had to drive that home.
I was fully powered, and you still beat me.
Totally. So that was goofy. But my theory on the end of that show.
Okay.
So Mon-El has to leave because they put all this lead into the air, so everybody gets lead poisoning, and the Daxamites have to leave. They can't come back because there's lead in the environment now. A lot of people are like, "Oh, he went through a thing. He's going to end up in like Legends of Tomorrow, or he's going to end up in Barry's world, or something like that." Mon-El in the books goes to the future and joins the Legion of Superheroes
Because he ends up in the Phantom Zone.
Yes.
In like
and then
hyper sleep.
The Legion finds him.
Yeah.
And they revive him there, and he becomes Valor, and he's like a part of the Legion. They're totally doing the Legion of Superheroes next year.
Yeah.
He'll have the Legion ring so he can fly like Kara and all that.
Well, they've already teased the Legion in the previous season when it was on ABC or NBC, whatever.
Did someone have a Legion ring?
No, there was a Legion. Yeah, there was a Legion ring in the Fortress of Solitude.
Okay, all right. So yeah, he's gonna come back because they cure him of the lead sickness in the future and all that.
Again, stupid internet spoiling everything. They've already showed test images of him in the fucking super suit that he's going to be wearing.
Oh, really?
Next year.
In his Valor suit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they ruined my theory. Then my theory's been exposed.
Well, I don't know if it's the Valor suit, but they showed him in a costume, not just his black military DEO gear.
Yeah, he totally becomes a hero, and he'll be back, so then no problems. So, on to Flash.
Wait a minute, though.
I got one more?
What about the very end of the episode?
Oh, that person.
The other baby that it looked like evil Kryptonians.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a character that they've called Rain in Supergirl book. She's like a twisted version of Supergirl. She's like a evil chick.
They've kind of already. They already did Bizarro Supergirl.
This one doesn't look anything like Supergirl.
She just has the same powers and she's evil.
Yeah, she was like a curse on the world or something like that. I thought they were going to do General Zod as her villain for season 3 because they teased that before and they showed him in there. He appeared.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It'll be another Kryptonian villain.
Well, I read an article. There was like five people it could be.
Yeah.
And apparently because the one they give it the blood on their fingertip before they send it away.
Yeah.
Apparently there's some like werewolf character that they were talking about it could be. That could be interesting.
Yeah. So that would be a little different looking. But, another Kryptonian bad guy. Supergirl villains are going to be very similar to Flash. Flash has speed villains. Supergirl's going to have strong Kryptonian villains because it's really all...
I'll be honest, because not knowing all the different characters and all the different possibilities from the comics, when they first did that, I was like, they're not bringing Doomsday to TV, are they?
Yeah, they're not going to do Doomsday. They're not going to do that. I thought they should go maybe the Amazon route and do like maybe Artemis from the evil Amazon from Wonder Woman or Cheetah or something like,
That could be cool.
So, something like that to maybe tie that in, admit that there might be a Wonder Woman in that universe somewhere,
That could be cool.
And I think they should go to Gotham in that show. Because they've teased it. Remember when she said
your cousin's buddy, dark buddy, or something
had a dark
like
buddy?
that.
I think they should totally explore that one day and go. They don't have to show Batman, but go to Gotham.
That would be cool.
You know what I mean?
That would be cool.
That would be. So.
All right, we can move on now.
All right, Flash. Flash this year was all about another speed villain, Savitar, who turned out to be evil Barry from the future. Which let me get this straight.
He was evil. He was an evil Barry time remnant.
Barry in the future is fighting Savitar, makes a time remnant to beat him.
That ends up becoming
That ends
Savitar.
up going back in time and become. It was so confusing.
So
I was like, how's he
convoluted.
making himself? And like, don't start with all that time paradox shit and all that. Flash with the time travel shit needs to stop.
It's
It really hurts your head. I mean, when they were drawing it on that whiteboard, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, what?
It got really, really confusing, really tied up. I think some of the things that they said at the end of the season, I think the time travel stuff is going to go away for a while.
They should. They should put it away for a while because it's really confusing.
So...
But, so yeah, it's an evil version who apparently, because time remnants are supposed to, like, burn out. Like, after they're there for a while, they just sort of burn out and don't exist.
The Black Flash is supposed to come and take them.
Yeah. And this one, he didn't, and then the rest of them didn't talk to him, and it made him sad. And
He was basically Emo Barry.
And why was his face burnt?
They didn't go into that.
And he didn't look any older than Barry. He just looked like he was wearing a stupid haircut, wearing all black. It was really uneventful, Savitar being Barry was stupid to me. They could have went with something better.
I agree. The thing, though, I didn't pick that out. Like, I didn't call, it's going to be Barry from the future. But when they opened up the suit and Emo Barry stepped out of it, I was like, yeah, it figures.
Because he even said the first time you go back and you meet Savitar for the first time, he said, "I'm the future Flash," and people thought that he was saying,
just like, I'm the future.
I'm the future, but he was really
Flash.
saying, "I'm the future Flash."
Yeah.
I thought it would have been cool if it would have opened it up and it would have been like a future evil version of Oliver or something like way out there. It's like one of his allies. Like I even thought going with Ronnie Raymond would have been cool.
Yeah, or Wally.
Yeah,
like anybody but himself.
Yeah, because what? I mean, I don't care how pissed you are. You're going to go back and kill all the people that you loved. That's why you got mad in the first place. Like it didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, no.
And then the last episode when they're trying to like coerce him down and be nice to him, then he's just like, basically he was like, "Oh, you get to still bang Iris, and I don't. So I'm going to kill everybody." Like, oh, okay. Well, that didn't work out too well. It was so much unnecessary anger.
Yeah.
And then there was so many, like, in that season where it was getting real serious. And it's like, okay, whoa, Savitar's Barry. In the next episode, let's have a funny thing where Flash forgets who he is. And and it was like all light tones. And then real dark. And then something real goofy and stupid. Like Barry forgets who he is and he's free of all his pain. So he's basically a bumbling jackass that whole episode.
Yeah.
He's just acting like a bumbling jackass.
Yeah.
Oh, you have superpowers? Acting all goofy. Like, why is he also, if you kill his parents, then he becomes serious and hard and talks real deep. Like, it was goofy. There was a lot of goofiness on it, which I didn't really get. And I don't know. It kind of felt to me like, even like, I don't really like Kid Flash. I think that guy's not the best actor. I think he's very stale. And
he can be, yeah.
And it's very boring. I think his costume looks weird. I think they should.
I don't mind the costume.
I think they should get rid of the yellow and go with like the Wally West from Rebirth outfit, which is basically red and white with the lightning on it. The yellow looks stupid to me. Like it, and I don't know. He doesn't have the hair to stick out of it like Wally does in the book. Where that look only works well in comics. You know what I mean? Wear a whole headpiece or something like that. You know. Yeah. But that was a little odd. Caitlyn going bad, whatever.
I kind of liked her. I kind of liked her character run though. I didn't really get the whole romance thing with.
I totally felt like
Slytherin.
He just has the hots for her, and she really was just trying to be nice to him. He's like, "I love you," and she's like, "I never really loved you. You're an idiot."
I know.
Like unrequited love there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard for me to buy in that she's such this powerful villain when all Barry has to do is run up on her fast and put the damn necklace back on her. I know that she broke it. Build another one.
Yeah.
Or that cure that they have her, run up and inject her with it. And they're like, "Here, we're going to give you the cure. You do what you want." I'd have been like, "Forget this. Super speed, arrow in the neck, and there you go."
What happened? They're going to use good Caitlyn Jack Frost.
Well, what she's going to be is she's going to be Killer Frost from the new comic book. And the current comic book run, Killer Frost was a member of the Suicide Squad. And she was like doing bad stuff. Batman in the crossover with the Justice League and Suicide Squad, he talks her out of being evil and kind of like starts calling her Dr. Caitlin Snow and all this stuff. And so she joins Batman's Justice League of America book that has like all these like it has Lobo on it. she's on it. She's just
Okay.
been calling herself like Frost and not dropping the killer part. And
Okay,
she's like a
I got you.
superhero now.
So that's what they're gonna do.
They're doing the same thing. She's just going to be like calling herself Frost and being like helping them out, but I'm kind of a bad chick still. I can't be Caitlyn anymore. And like whatever, just come on.
So get to the climax of the season.
The climax.
It seems like Savitar succeeds and kills Iris, but then we find out it was HR used his face transmogrifier
Which
thing.
they basically killed the best version of Harrison Wells to me was HR. I didn't like him at first, but I'm like, HR's great. He's hilarious.
He did grow on me after a while.
I hope this means they keep Harry around. I mean, they always have. You have to have a version of
Tom Cavanaugh will always be on that show.
Yeah,
There's gonna be he's gonna be acting in some way on that show forever.
Well, he even said, "I'll stick around" and all that. So hopefully they get. I don't know. I mean, it was nice to what he did, but he sacrificed himself to save Iris, which I got yelled at. How bad did I get yelled on the internet when I came up with that plan? Do you remember I had that big fight with all those people on it? They got so mad at me about it.
Yep.
Because to me, the blatant thing would have been take Iris and don't tell Barry where you're going and go to Supergirl's Earth.
Yeah.
And hide out there. And don't tell no one where you're at. That way he can't go ever find you and he won't be able to kill her.
Yep.
Done.
It was a pretty simple plan, but
And if he makes it there somehow,
in the world of
you got 2 Kryptonians.
limited television crossovers, they couldn't make it happen.
They were busy with an invasion, so.
Yeah.
So, Flash, it was all right. I don't know. Barry sacrifices himself at the end.
Which, I'm sorry, is not climactic at all because
He did it at the end of season 1. It's the same ending.
And they're not going to take Grant Gustin off of the show.
They will for a few episodes.
If he's not back by episode 3, I will be shocked.
I'll be shocked. Season 4, episode 1, Wally has the whole red outfit on, and he's Flash. You know what I mean? And he's running around, and Justin just broke his headphones. And he's Flash, and that's what he'll be.
Now, do you think he changes? Do you think he goes into the Flash, or does he maintain his Kid Flash outfit?
He'll be Flash.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah, he'll be wearing a red outfit, calling himself Flash.
Because what I was actually, I kind of was hoping, and I'm still kind of holding out a little hope for this, to just tease us cynics that are like, oh, Barry's going to be back right away. I want them to change the intro of the show. I want it to be Wally West.
Which I think they could totally do, because they do it on Legends every week. They change
it every week on Legends. They change... Arrow gets changed. The beginning of Arrow changes every single season. Yeah. If they change the intro and make it Wally, that will convince me, but that will convince a few people.
They should keep him away for a while, but I mean, he is the star of the show, and people do like him. He will be back.
Yeah,
he's going to come back somehow with some ability to leave and all that crap, and he's going to come back because there's going to be a problem that the Speed Force is going to send him to solve.
Yeah,
that's what it's going to be.
Now, do you think he'll come back with like his blue super speed lightning, or will he just come back as his regular self?
I don't know.
Because the one thing I noticed about the Speed Force when his mother appeared, the image of the Speed Force was his mother, it was all blue shit in the background.
Yeah.
It wasn't. Now the Storm was all red and yellow.
But when
lightning.
He jumped into Savitar's suit, which was cool, that movie.
It turned red. That was cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get off Flash.
Yeah, we got a lot to move through.
We'll go through Legends quickly. Legends was a very boring season.
And again, more time travel on top of time travel on top of time travel.
Just
really
breaking
confusing.
every law that they did, Spirit Destiny bullshit, and all that stuff that they went through.
Yeah.
I like some of the additions of the cast. This show, I'll be honest with you, I really watched this show for Mick Rory. I think Heatwave is the best.
He's great.
He makes that show because everybody else in that show nauseates me with how the acting's horrible most of the time. With the way I think Firestorm is really terrible. They're just boring.
See, I don't mind Firestorm.
I don't like Jackson. I think he's awful. He looks the same. He's not a good actor. Yeah, I'm sorry. Whoever he is, he's just not good in that role. He needs a different emotion than like that shock face that he's always
right.
doing.
He does have a limited range.
Yeah, and I never seen anybody. I don't know why you two don't stay as Firestorm every time. You're powerful.
Yeah.
They're always like, oh, I forgot to mix with Gray. Like, well, you should have been together. The whole entire time, because you know bad shit's coming. Quit doing things on your own. Don't work.
Yeah.
But Vixen, they did the JSA. I feel like they really bastardized the JSA. I mean, and when season 1 ended and they were like, we're the Justice Society of America, I thought, wow, we're going to have a whole season of JSA stuff. We didn't.
No.
You had stupid Vixen, who got on my nerves. Steel was okay, but the rest of them, they weren't even in. Obsidian was in like 1 episode, and he was old by that time, you know. So, I don't know. It just... The Legion of Doom was okay. They were funny to see them together.
I love Malcolm Merlin.
I do. And he's good. I mean, he was all right, but, like, the ending was just so bad. I mean, first of all, that show misses Captain Cold.
Yeah.
On the team. Because him and Roar, they're the 2 best actors on the show.
Oh,
if you don't watch Prison Break, go watch Prison Break, because those 2 guys together are great.
Yeah.
And when you separate them off that show, because again, you had that unnecessary kill Captain Cold, those 2 make that goddamn show. That's why they're on there. And then you take them off, and you're struggling with all these other people. I mean, the Rip Hunter stuff where he didn't know who he was for half the time and all that.
I hated that.
And Sarah Lance gets on my freaking nerves too.
See, I don't mind Sarah. I think I can't remember her name. The actress that plays her, I think, is a good actress.
Yeah, Katie Lotz is good, but
Katie Lotz.
I don't know. There's just something about the way they act. I don't know what it is. It's like I don't know. It's an odd show. Like I literally watch it and go, I'm not really liking this, but like I have to watch this because it's all connected. You know what I mean? They're gonna reference it.
Yep.
But the way this show ends, they totally screw with everything that they believe in. They told you when you get the Spear of Destiny, that's it. Time travel don't matter. You can't fix this by like going back in time and doing time things. That's it.
They went back.
It changes
in time
reality
and fixed it.
And then the stupid episode where he switches reality all around, or trying to get the spear back. They're like, oh my god, he just incinerated it, which I don't know how you incinerate something that was made by like with the god power and all that, but he incinerates it, and then they're like, let's just go back in time and stop him from getting it. I'm like, whoa, no. You said you can't do that.
Yeah.
How are you doing that? That's against your own law that you came up with.
Well, no, I think what they were trying to do
they
was
said that it hadn't caught up yet.
Well, yeah, that it hadn't caught
bullshit.
up yet. I agree.
They use that in Flash too, and they're like, Savitar should be wiped out of existence and kill Iris. Oh, it's going to catch up to him. How long? Oh, about a couple hours. Where'd you pull that number out of your ass from? You know what I mean?
But what I think they were trying to do was they were trying, even like how they tried to justify it was they were going, even though reality had changed, they were going to try and go back and get the spear again before they would ever get it.
Yeah.
So it was.
If you change reality, like all those events never happened. Yeah. Malcolm Merlin had it the entire time and all that. It just made no sense. And then they're like, "Oh, the Atom, he's just a janitor and doesn't know what he's doing, but he made a ray gun, and his name's Ray, and it's a ray gun. And if he shoots you with the little ray gun, you get your memories back." I was like,
instantly.
Are they really going this? This is like.
Yeah,
it was a cartoon.
It was so convenient for them to get back.
Yeah,
everything. It was not well written.
No, and I didn't like when they took Mick and like made him betray him, and then he's back, and he betrays him, and he's back, and all that crap.
Yeah.
But then how that show ends, that they go back to 2017, which. They're going to have a hard time with this show as it moves on, as why the date of when they originated from keeps changing.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know what I mean? Because when the show started in 2016, they're like, oh, it's 2016, we got to get back there. And then they're like, something happened. We can only go back 6 months from the time we left. There's a temporal displacement.
Yeah.
And now they're going back to 2017. If this show goes to 2019, when are they going to keep going? What are you going to go to 2019 for? Like, you should show up right when you left.
Yep.
And be like, hey, we've been on this mission for 5 years, but now we're back.
Yeah.
No, we're going to go back as time progresses. Why? Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah. Because that's the only way to tie into the
And
rest
then,
of the
like,
show.
what? Star City had dinosaurs in it and aliens and monsters.
Yeah,
but why is the rest of the Arrowverse not affected?
It was weird.
It was weird. So let's get on to the best show, I think, this year out of all 4 of these, to me, was Arrow.
Yeah, I agree.
Arrow had the best villain.
Yeah.
I think maybe ever for me. I mean, he Adrian Chase was a great villain.
I will say, yeah, I think this is the best villain that's been on Arrow, second only to Slade Wilson. And the reason I say he's second to Slade Wilson is because it took Slade Wilson to take Adrian Chase down.
It did. But to me, like, Slade wasn't all bad.
No.
And then the drug made him crazy.
Yep.
And all that stuff. This guy
But
was
you got to,
evil.
this guy was just
And he
evil.
did way more evil shit to Oliver than
just
I mean, I know
straight-
Slade killed his mother and all that stuff, but like he tortured him.
Oh, he killed his own wife to keep the story alive.
He messed with his head.
Yeah.
He screwed with him all year long. He was really good.
It in so many twists and surprises.
Yes.
Like, in the beginning of the season, I thought Adrian Chase was Vigilante.
Because Adrian Chase is Vigilante in that's Vigilante's name.
Yeah, but I mean, even not knowing that, I thought, oh, this guy's Vigilante.
Well, when they introduced him, I was like, why do I know that name? Like, Adrian Chase sounds familiar to me.
Okay.
So I looked up Adrian
It's a very
Chase.
comic book name.
Well, yeah, and I've heard it before, and I'm like, oh, that's Vigilante. Like, okay, so he's Vigilante, fine. And then we're like, wait, he's not Vigilante. Who the hell's Vigilante? They never tied it. They never did anything more with Vigilante.
No, they never came, and that's what kind of bugs me, that they never came back to Vigilante to tell you who it was. I wonder if Adrian Chase actually had multiple personalities.
Yeah, but they were in the same scene together.
Well, that's right.
Because remember, he sets up Oliver to get killed by Vigilante, and then he shows up, shoots Vigilante, and he's like, he's mine to kill and all that.
Well, yeah.
And he did all that, and he like fought him. They fought each other.
That's right.
So he's not.
Damn it.
I thought when Oliver needed help at the end, he had to go to like his bad team. I thought he was going to get Vigilante, which I would have thought made sense.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Yeah, to go bring him on board with him. And,
But we don't know who Vigilante is.
We don't know who Vigilante is. They didn't do anything.
I wonder if they just. I literally wonder if they just kind of forgot about that. Like, they tied it up because they kind of made it like Chase killed him, Prometheus killed him, because
they're saving him for somebody.
You think, or do you think he's just written off and
No, he'll
they're
be
hoping
back.
the audience thinks
They'll
he's
bring
dead.
him back, and when they need him, and it'll be Tommy Merlin or somebody like that, because everybody thought Prometheus was going to be Tommy Merlin.
Well, you and I both thought that for a
I bet
while.
you Vigilante ends up being Tommy Merlin or something like that.
That would be cool.
Yeah, it's going to be somebody that you know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'll be something, or it's Roy, or it's something.
I don't think Roy would do some of the things that he did, though, that Vigilante did. I don't think Roy would go there. Tommy would be a good one.
It'll be something like that. Let me just say that I hope we are so done with flashbacks now that we're off to 5 years.
They'll find some other. They're just gonna start flashing back to season 1.
Oh my god, I'm so tired. I didn't enjoy any of the flashbacks this year. That whole Russian shit with Dolph Lundgren, which it was nice to see Dolph on screen again because he's great, but I was so bored with that. I'm like, I don't care about the Bratva and all this nonsense. And I actually got to the point where I was fast forwarding through most of it.
Oh, really?
Because I'm like, I know it's happened.
They went overboard with it. I did like seeing his progression through the Bratva and how he had to go about getting in.
Yeah, and he got and
I like the character.
And he did the Talia Ghul stuff and all that
Yeah.
shit, and then she came back to fight him and blah 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 blah, and all that crap. I mean, I liked Ragman. I didn't like that they got rid of Ragman. Then just he lost his powers. I thought that was pointless. I liked the development of Curtis.
Yeah.
Which I thought worked really well.
Got his T-Spheres.
I love me some Mr. Terrific. I freaking love the new Black Canary.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She's awesome. I didn't think I was going to like her at first, but she works really well in there. She's a better actress than
Katie Cassidy. Yeah.
She is better at the choreographing and the fighting, too, which Katie Cassidy, who is so pretty, but
she's not an action hero.
She's not an action hero.
She's working on it though.
This girl's fight scenes look really good.
This last episode, she was way better. Her fight scenes were way better than they were in the past.
Right. So she was all right. I really like Wild Dog.
Which surprised me. I thought I was going to hate that character.
I liked it. Detective Lance and Oliver. That beef is squashed and they're so close. Detective Lance is perfect for that show. Detective Lance is like their Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah.
Like he's tied to the cops. Because he's such Batman. He's just Batman. Let's just start calling him Batman with bows and arrows.
This is the Batman of this universe.
Yeah, and, so all that worked really well. The team he had, and I'm glad at the end of this season, which we don't know how... I'm glad he was in a much better place, that he's over the whole brooding shit and was like, I'm all about my team and saving the city and all that. Now we get to the final, and they kill everybody.
Which, once again, we know they're not killing everybody.
Because that's the entire cast.
It's the entire team.
Except for him and his dumb son.
Yeah. And I'm sorry. Number one, from the very beginning, when he lets Adrian go with the helicopter, Adrian says to him, I'll see you on the boat. So the whole shenanigans about fighting in that stupid temple
was dumb because they were going to fight on the boat.
Because they knew it was all going to the boat anyway.
Yeah.
And they're not killing off the entire cast.
I think Slade took him to the Underground Argus thing where he was being captive.
Probably.
They could save him in there. And let me just say, DC needs to realize that Deathstroke is so cool, and the guy who plays him is so cool. Do not kill him. Do not make him the stupid bad guy or the flavor that. Have him in every one of your shows as possible.
Give him his own show.
Well, if there's not enough room for his own show,
but
Deathstroke needs to show up all the time.
Yeah,
because
that guy is great.
That guy is great. I mean, I would like to see him on a couple episodes of Arrow teaming up. He can even go against them because he should always do what makes Deathstroke. Like, they should have an arc next year where they go find his son.
Yeah,
who ends up to be Jericho in the comics. But they should go find him and do all that and have a storyline around that. But I would love to see him show up with the Flash and have something where they have to team up or they have to stop him.
Yeah.
The Argus stuff. I mean, he needs to show up wherever he can. Because he's great.
He's great, yeah.
He wears so much armor, though.
Oh, I know.
Like, he has so many clothes on. How's he not dying in that jungle, making his way through with all that stuff he has on? But he's great.
Yeah.
I'm glad they worked that out.
Yeah, and
I was actually
surprised.
I didn't think about that, but when he showed up in that thing, I was like, oh, shit, he's going to go get Deathstroke. Like, that's a good idea. Now you're doing good things, Oliver. Like, there's somebody who can help you.
Yeah, seriously. And then how about everybody being like, what the hell's he doing here?
Like, you need help because you all idiots got captured. And then when he had Captain Boomerang with him, I'm like, duh, Captain Boomerang's totally going to betray you.
Yeah.
And then they made it seem like Deathstroke turned on him twice in that episode.
Yep.
I'm like, come on. And I'm like, okay, all right.
I just needed a way to get the audio dampener thing to...
But he's going to save them. I think he saves all of them, and that's how they sort of, like, don't forgive him, but are okay with, like, well, he did save our lives, and, he got us out.
I agree. He's totally going to save them.
But I think Malcolm Merlin's dead.
I don't.
He's acting like he really is.
In this universe, if you don't see the body, they're not dead.
Did you see the interview with him?
Yeah, he said he's not a series regular.
He said he's done with the Arrowverse altogether.
Did he really?
Yeah, that's how he thanked the fans and did all that stuff.
That guy's a good actor, though.
I like John. What's his name? John Barrowman.
Yeah,
he's a really good actor. Malcolm Merlin is great. Him on every show is a great idea.
Because he's a great. You can't call. He's not like a full on villain.
He's a villain though. He did some villainous stuff in the Legend stuff.
Oh yeah,
but then he loves his daughter, which keeps him doing good things. And I like how he just always finds his way into Oliver's base no matter what. There's no way of keeping him out.
And I know you hate Felicity. I know you hate that character. But every time Merlin shows up and she's there, she comes up with a great quip.
And they're back on the Felicity shit again.
They're going to be together.
See, I hope Felicity dies on the island, and then we don't have to...
No, that's not going to happen. They're going to be back together.
I just don't like those two together. I don't know. I kept feeling the whole season, as when she came on, that there was going to be something with Black Canary, or the new Black Canary, and John.
And Diggle, yeah.
It was really
and then like John and Layla started having issues.
Started having problems. I'm like, are
they going to go here?
I have a feeling that one of these there's going to be some late night Arrow Cave going on, and one of these things, like, it's going to happen. You know what I mean? There's going to be something that goes on there. You can tell it's heading that way.
Oh, yeah.
It totally is heading that way. And let me tell you what, no one's going to listen to this because we've been talking for 50 minutes.
we need to split. We need to split this up. We'll do like part 1 and part 2.
I don't even care. Who gives a shit? So Arrow is good. Let's talk Gotham real quick. We'll wrap it up. Real quick, do you hope we have another crossover next year?
Oh yeah, I want a full 4-part crossover.
Are you excited about Black Lightning?
I am. After watching the trailer, I am excited about the show. I'm disappointed that they're saying...
Don't buy into it.
Right off the bat, they've already said this is not part of the Arrowverse.
So is Supergirl, season 1.
I know.
It's Greg Berlanti.
Yeah. It's if it doesn't end up, maybe season 1, let it be on its own.
Because you know what? It doesn't need it. Because, like, Legends needed it to tie it in. You know what I mean? Yeah. They all need it. Supergirl didn't need it the first season. Flash needed it because he was on Arrow first and all that. Let Black Lightning do his thing. Let his villain be a gang. He's fighting a gang the first season. Play that out over a whole season where he fights a gang and his daughters are getting powers. After that, then you can introduce...
Bring it back in.
You could say he's been in the universe all along. He's just been in another city.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he could be a meta. That's how he got his powers. Or you could say that he's in Supergirl's Earth. You know,
yeah.
or
yeah, there's a lot of ways you could eventually.
Well, eventually, I think a crisis is coming and going to merge these Earths all together anyway. That way.
Because they've already teased.
Supergirl ends up in this universe already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I could see that happen, but I think it looks really good. I think it looks original. I'm excited for it.
Looks cool.
And then it'll mix in eventually. I mean, why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? Black Lightning in a crossover. Just imagine Cisco seeing him for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
He'd be like, that's a cool nickname. You know, I didn't come up with that one. But that'll be good. Real quick, Gotham didn't end, but what do you think about it?
So, for me, and I don't know what's different about this show than the other shows, but for Gotham, for me, I have trouble watching one episode 1 week, waiting one episode 1 week. I can't. For some reason, I can't enjoy the show that way.
Yeah.
So I have been DVRing it, and I'll watch like 6 episodes at a time. And so that's what I did towards the end of the season.
That's what I did too.
I didn't have to watch as many as I thought I did. I only had to watch, I think, 5 episodes. Yeah. But I caught up, watched like 5 in a row, caught up real quick, and I dig the storyline. I like the Court of Owls thing. Now, my one question: do you think the guy that Bruce was with
is Ra's al Ghul?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think Ra's al Ghul was never associated with the Court of Owls, ever. He's the League of Assassins.
Yeah,
League of Shadows, League of Assassins. He had nothing to do with the Court of Owls. If that guy ends up being Ra's al Ghul, that's really bad. First of all, he's way too old because Ra's al Ghul has like the water to keep him generally younger looking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want him to be that. I think that would be really bad, really awful.
Okay.
I hope that's not where they're going.
Because the whole thing, I mean, the blue needle with the blue flowers. I
wouldn't like it. Remember how good Ra's al Ghul was on Arrow?
Oh yeah.
Get a guy like that to play Ra's al Ghul, not this idiot. He had nothing to do with the Court of Owls. You know what I mean? Is the Court of Owls controlled by the League of Assassins? And all that?
Because that's kind of what I thought was like, is this really the League of Assassins behind the scenes?
I will be unhappy with that. I wouldn't want to see that.
Okay.
I don't know who he is. I don't know. If they go that route, they go that route. But you know, I like the Court of Owls stuff, but like it's almost beginning to be too much with them and too much exposure because by the time Batman came across them, it was New 52. He was way older and all that, where he discovers them and they were a secret society. Christ, they're so in the know. Everybody knows about them by the time he's Batman. But that's the thing with this show is you have to let go of the book and all that because this is a totally different universe. This is what I fight with Ken about this show all the time. It's a totally different what if universe. It's not what you're used to.
It's a what if.
So you got to get over all the things that you like about that and just enjoy it.
So you got to get over the fact that the League of Assassins is probably running the Court of Owls.
Probably. Yeah, I got to get over that. I just don't like that guy. He's okay, but to me, he doesn't look like Ra's al Ghul to me.
I completely agree with that. I think if they were going to do something like that, they should have gotten a younger actor.
Because if he's going to use that water to keep himself alive for all these years, you should have done it a long time ago before he got old as shit. You know what I mean? It's too weird now.
Yeah.
I like all the villain progression. My only problem with Gotham is there's so many. There's not a main character. It's not just Jim Gordon.
So many storylines.
It's so hard to follow what the hell's going on.
And I think that's why I enjoy it more watching it in blocks of episodes than one episode
Riddler
at a
and
time.
Joker and thing. And
I really do like Riddler, though.
Oh, yeah, Riddler's been great.
He's great.
Penguin.
I liked him for a long time. He's starting to get on my nerves.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is.
He whines a lot.
He does.
But now you have Mr. Freeze and Ivy and...
No, it's Mr. Fries.
Yeah, Victor Fries and all these people around. And they'll bring Fish Mooney back. And you know...
Selena, we finally revealed she's got her origin as Catwoman.
She has powers now, or she didn't die and all that stuff. They're going through all that stuff. But the thing that pisses me off the most about this season is I can't stand Lee Tompkins. Shut up, you ungrateful bitch. He saved your life. The dude was going to kill you. Get over it. She is such an... If I was Jim Gordon by now, when she comes into my office with all that sassy mouth, I'd be like, you don't work anymore, bitch. Get the hell out of here. I don't care about you. And the next time that she's kidnapped by somebody and it's panic, I'll be like, why don't you have your stupid husband Mario save you?
Oh, that's right. He was going to kill you.
I ain't going to help
save you again.
Let Riddler kill you. I can give two shits about you.
No.
I would tell her to f*** off because she annoys the shit out of me. She is such an asshole. When did you fall so deeply in love with Mario? He was a rebound dude for you. You dated him for like 2 months, and you're going to get married. He was the love of your life. Like, I can't stand her.
I might have missed something because I may have missed some episodes early on. What happened to her pregnancy?
I don't know what they did with that. They just kind of got rid of that. I think she lost the baby.
But they never covered it. It just kind of all of a sudden it was just like, oh, Jim's unborn child is no longer
in the picture
around.
anymore. Yeah, it's no longer around anymore. I don't know. I don't know what they did with it. I really don't care. I can't stand her. I wish they would kill her off.
Well, she's gonna die because she injected herself with that shit.
Well, they got a cure now for Alice Tetch's blood, so
Jim's gonna end up shooting her.
I hope he does, right between the eyes. It'd be the best ending of the show.
Something's gonna happen. She's gonna be
I've
going
never
after
been more
somebody.
annoyed or hated a character than her. I'm like, Jim Gordon's a hero. How dare you say all these mean things about him? All the shit he's done for this city and saving everybody, and you're in here bitching. I mean, ideally, when he did shoot Mario, you could have shot him in the shoulder. You know what I mean? You shot him right in the head. Like, I don't know. It was a little... But who knows?
He was on that stuff. Nothing but a headshot would have taken him down.
He was going to kill her, and he saved him. You know, I wish they would get rid of her.
My question is,
I wish they would get rid of Falcone. He drives... I can't stand him.
I like him.
I'm over him.
When he shows up every once in a while and just does his whole Dawn thing, I'm like, okay, that was cool.
I like Butch, and I like that really hot chick that's Barbakeen's assistant. She was, I forget her name, Tabitha.
Tabitha's she's smoking. Well, Barbakeen is pretty smoking too.
Barbakeen gets on my nerves a little bit. Are they trying to make her Harley Quinn?
There's been rumors going on about that. I really hope they don't.
Yeah, it's like a nausea now, with that. I don't know. I don't know. At some point here, Jim Gordon's got to impregnate somebody and have Barbara Gordon. Like, I don't know where this happens because it's getting to be like you're going to run out of time. You know what I mean? You got to have Batgirl in that universe at some point, you would think.
You would think.
You know what I mean? But when's that going to happen? Like, I thought, like, with Lee Tompkins, they were going to have a thing. They were going to get married or whatever, something like that. And they were going to have Barbara. So that, like, because Bruce is, 16?
So they never...
Batgirl's not that much...
Let's take a step back now.
All right.
They never...
Hurry up, because we're closing in on an hour.
I know. I'll split it up. I'll figure something out. I don't think they ever tied up the loose end of her pregnancy.
You think she's still pregnant?
Could she have just had the kid
and given it up for adoption?
And given it up for adoption?
No, I don't think they would have done that. I don't know. I mean, it's called Barbara Gordon, so it has to be somebody that takes his name. It's not Barbara Tompkins or whatever, or Barbara Keene.
Because that was at one point we were like, man, it's kind of messed up to name your daughter after
that psycho bitch. like it's really messed up. Like maybe just not doing Batgirl or doing her differently or something like that. I don't know.
Maybe he'll have a kid named Richard.
I really wish next season, I hope they introduce the Graysons, Dick Grayson's parents, whether they work at the circus or do something that I think their family should be in there. And I think Bruce should go away. I think he should go away for a couple seasons.
And that's what I thought this whole thing with the Court of Owls. And then they were like, bring Bruce back. And I'm like, wait a minute. He's on his hero's mission.
What are you doing? Like, leave him in the Himalayas and doing all that other shit. Like,
let him find the blue flowers.
Yeah. Let him be out there with Iron Fist and then get back to us. But, I don't know. We'll see what happens, how it ends. It's still an entertaining show. I like it. I'll still watch it.
Harvey's great.
Harvey is really great. Harvey makes the show, to me, a lot of times. You know, he's funny.
The only thing I'm afraid of is I think Harvey's got to die for Jim to progress into captain and then finally commissioner.
No, but Harvey, Detective Bullock is around when Commissioner Gordon's there. They've always been around each other.
Let go of the comic book, Don.
I guess. Let go. All right. Well, we'll see. Hey, if you enjoyed this hour-long episode talking about these shows that only we like,
thanks as always for listening.
It's always good to talk these shows out. It makes me feel better about how they end, you know?
So
It's like old times talking for an hour.
Yeah. Don't forget to check out all our social media.
Like, share, subscribe, invite, do all that, please. We beg you. Thank you.